Hi, this is Stephanie Hansen, and you are listening to The Makers of Minnesota, where we talk to cool people doing cool things. And this is a recap episode, and we are going to recap an early episode that we did. It was episode number 43 that we did with Bootstrap Coffee with Micah Svedja. Hi, Micah. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for being on the program today so we can recap with you. When we originally started talking, you were roasting your coffee and it was being served through some restaurants and you were doing delivery service. And then this summer, I was over at the Golden Fig and I noticed a really beautiful Bootstrap Coffee truck right in front of the Golden Fig. So you'd gotten a truck.
Yes. Yep. So that's our delivery van. So we're kind of growing. We started out super tiny, and now we've graduated to small.
But you're going to go to medium because you're going to be getting a brick and mortar soon.
It's true. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
We've been operating for a little over 4 years now, and we've been doing wholesale and online like we talked about last time, and we're outgrowing our current facility, which is quite small, and so we decided to upgrade in a kind of a bigger way, and so we're moving into a 2,800 square foot building, so we'll have a lot more room for production as well as offices, and then we're also having a coffee bar on site as well. So we're very excited about all that.
Do you know your location?
Yeah, so it's on the west side of St. Paul. So the address is 432 Wabasha Street.
Sure. And there isn't a lot over there in way of coffee, is there?
There isn't. No, it's a great neighborhood, and there's a lot of restaurants, a lot of family owned, and restaurants, and there's a lot happening over in that neighborhood, but not a lot for coffee. So we're excited to be there.
Yeah, it's like the perfect mix of everything you look for, because I remember when we talked before that just, a big part of what you're doing here, and of course this is why you should do anything, but you are really like the love of coffee is what's driving you to keep moving this business forward.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we've built this business on two things really: the quality of the product and then our customer support. Coffee and people are the two big things, and so we're just carrying that vision forward in a retail setting as well.
Is it hard from a financial standpoint? I'm always curious about how people that go from, we'll call it tiny to medium, as you called it, when you make that leap and how financially that you can make that leap with some success. Tell me about what that thinking was like going into a brick and mortar.
Yeah, it's with any move like that, it's going to be a risk for sure. But we've been very, very diligent to do this in a very smart way, or what I think is a smart way at least. We'll see how it pans out, but just we're being conservative about how we're planning to roll things out and things of that nature. So in terms of timing, kind of figuring out the right timing, I was really just looking at our brand presence in town, particularly in town, and just our. It was, at the end of the day, it's kind of making a judgment about where things are at and where you see them going, what the trajectory is.
Mm-hmm.
And really, I felt that if I didn't make a move like this, our growth would be inhibited before too long. And so, it seemed like the best choice. Now, it wasn't always easy, but of course, like that, obviously it's a bigger move for us, but it's all those factors really kind of played into each other,
right,
to make this seem like the best decision. So, yeah.
One of the reasons that people are concerned about brick and mortar or growing is the employment shortage for people. Employees are at a premium, and the $15 an hour minimum wage is looming for St. Paul. Are you concerned about employees or employee retention at all? Because how many employees do you have currently?
So currently, I have 4 employees.
Okay.
I should say, I'm sorry, 4 total, so including myself,
Yep.
3 employees. But yeah, we are looking to upgrade, obviously, in terms of adding on a few staff members. No, that's not a huge concern. I mean, I know that it is a factor, obviously, that a lot of brick and mortar businesses are concerned about, and I think that's very legitimate. For us, though, we're taking all that into consideration in the planning stages of this. So,
Yep.
I've always been a fan of really taking care of our people. I think that employees of any business are really extremely valuable, and you need to take care of people in order for them to be an integral part of your company. I think it's just really the right thing to do, and I think it makes business sense.
You know what's so funny? And I haven't actually said this out loud to anyone, but, I work with a lot of small to medium-sized businesses, right? And
Mm-hmm.
I ask this question about employees and employee turnover, and more often than not, people say, no, that's not actually a problem for me, because we likely will already be taking care of our employees. So it means we probably pay a better living wage. It means that we treat our employees maybe better, or we have opportunities for them to grow within our company. So in the level that I'm talking to people at, while getting employees is an issue, once they get them, it seems like you guys get these people to stay with you.
Yeah. And that's important for me. Like, I've always been of the strategy I've taken is just to take your time to bring in the right people, and then just take care of them.
Yeah, it sounds super intentional on your part, and I have to say, some of the restaurateurs I've talked to too, while finding chefs isn't easy, they've been pretty creative about ways to keep their compensation high and trying to help them manage their work-life balance so that they stay longer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of interesting at this level. So when you're doing counter service, what kind of counter service can we expect from such a gourmet, delicious, home roasted type of experience from you? Will the coffee service be different?
Yeah. So with the space itself, we have designed it to be more in line with what you look at when you walk into like a brewery. Tap room up front, and then the production in the back.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of times, you'll see like a half wall or something kind of separating the production, but it's all right there. There's a similar sort of feel to what you can expect going into our place. So we have all the roasting equipment and packaging equipment is very visible in the center of the facility, and so you'll see that straight away when you walk in. For the coffee bar, we have a pretty simple menu, very very coffee focused. We're looking at kind of the core classic espresso drinks, a few house-made flavor syrups. We have a few of our coffee options that we'll be brewing every day. We won't be doing any pour-overs or manual brews.
Yep.
Those are definitely all the rage, and I think that they have a lot of merit. But for what we're trying to do is to simply execute delicious coffee and a great service. What we like to call a carefully executed batch brew program is what we have in store. And then we'll have, a couple of iced teas and cold brew available.
Love it.
And then, of course, we'll have a lot of we'll have our full kind of menu of coffee bags to take home and other bootstrap merchandise. Yeah. So.
An opening day, when are you thinking?
We're at this point, fingers crossed. There's been some delays with build out and everything, but like mid to late February.
Okay. All right. Well, we do have our fingers crossed here, and we're excited to see you take that next step, Micah. It is Bootstrap Coffee. I suppose people can follow you along on your Facebook page to get the most updated information, would you say?
Yep, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Also, if you go to our site, you can sign up for our email newsletter.
And don't let them not being open at the brick and mortar right now prevent you from ordering coffee, because they can deliver it, or you can. I know you can pick it up at the Golden Fig too. I've seen you there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we have a full list of our retailers on our site. If you wanted to pick up a bag locally, or it's super easy to order and online, and we ship it out. Everything's roasted to order, so it's super fresh
and delicious, I might add. Your coffee has like chocolatey notes like no other, I think.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love it. It sometimes feels like I'm cheating or something just by having a delicious cup of coffee. I love it.
That's great.
All right. Thanks, Micah. I really appreciate you being on today and catching us up to date with what you're doing. And I'm sure we will circle back potentially on Weekly Dish when your store opens in February. So just keep us in the loop.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Micah. Bye-bye.